I wanted to say about the fun adventure that I had going to Kaiser. It was a nightmare. So I hurt my knee on Tuesday. I twisted, I moved, I did something, it hurt. Overdid it somehow, strained it, whatever. I think it was just a strain. I limped around for the rest of the day on Tuesday. It was still too painful. Wednesday I called off sick. Thursday I called off sick. Friday I called off sick. Told them, hey, I got a doctor's appointment Monday. I'll get a note and then I'll come back to work. I had to call them back and say, hey, my appointment is at 3:50 on Monday. I'll be back on Tuesday. I go at 3:50 and it wasn't a doctor's appointment. I'd been feeling really bad a couple weekends back and went to get checked out. They did a bunch of blood tests. They ran an EKG. They did a bunch of things, and everything was positive. I just felt crappy. One of the things is that my home blood pressure kit always says that my blood pressure is really high, but whenever I go to the doctor's office or whatever, it always is really low. It was 133/60, or 127/50 or something like that. It was really just way lower than my home readings are. And my doctor said, we'll come back, bring your blood pressure machine, we'll check it, and we'll talk about, maybe adjusting your meds. Okay, good plan. I really like that plan. So I was doing that on Monday, and I figured, okay, I'll have him take a look at my knee anyway. It'll save me $15 for an extra office visit. Cool, I don't have to call anyone, do anything. I'll get a work note. I'll go back to school on Tuesday. No. He's on vacation for 2 weeks. It was just a staff person checking my blood pressure. And so I called the nurses person to answer a doc question, for Kaiser. And they tried to get me into the night clinic, and that didn't work. And so I left, and I was limping through the parking lot, and the way the Kaiser is set up here in Vacaville is it's got these trees for shade every so often, and part of the parking lot has little diamonds that are raised cement areas where there's dirt inside for the trees, and part of it has smaller trees and has a 4.5 foot tall bush that's squared off, two rows of bushes actually. And there's no way I could jump this hedge. And there's no way I could get over this hedge, even if I didn't have my leg brace on. And so as I'm walking to my car, which is more or less in the middle, I realize that's not my car. It's 100 degrees out, and I realize I'm parked in the middle across this barrier, which I cannot get over. And I look at the barrier, it's just as far back to go all the way around as to continue forward. And I'm like, fine. So I just keep going, and I have to walk around this monster truck. It's one of those giant lifted trucks with the big tires and the big, stupid everything. And I get around there, and there's this little old woman standing there kind of fretting. Just kind of walking around, not knowing what to do. I didn't think she was, had Alzheimer's or something. I think she obviously had a problem that she just couldn't deal with, and she was just at her wit's end. And so I limp along, and it took me a while, and she sees me and she watches me for a while, and she says, wow, you parked pretty far out for someone who's limping. And I said, no, I didn't. I'm on the other side of the hedge. And she's like, oh, well, why are you I thought that car was mine. It's not. It's that one over there. She's like, oh, that's terrible. Said, I bumped this hedge. I hate this hedge. I bumped it with my car, and now my car won't start. I put the key in, the steering wheel's locked. Nothing happened. I don't know what to do. I called my husband. He can't come get me. I'm just stuck here. I don't know. I guess I'll call a tow. I don't know. Now, I know nothing about cars, as Elmer will attest to. And so I am not the one to help this woman. Also, I've hurt my leg, and it was going to be painful to climb into her whatever her suburban SUV, expensive SUV was. But I did it anyway. I put my stuff down and said, well, let me give it a try. Thinking, if nothing else, I'm stronger than this little old woman. And so she was skeptical but grateful. She really was just, in that stage where she's tried to solve her problem and she can't, and all she can see is the doom and gloom that's going to happen. And she says, I don't know why the car won't start. I can't get it to start. I put the key in, nothing happens. So I take the key and I put it in and I go to turn it and it doesn't turn. And I try to turn the steering wheel a little and it doesn't turn. And I take the key out and flip it around, put it in, nothing. And I'm thinking, this is odd. I pull the key out and I look at it and I don't know for a fact, because I'm not good with cars and brand names and stuff, but I'm thinking this key doesn't look right. I mean, it's obviously a car key, and I'm looking at the little logo that's on the key, and it says, I think it says Dodge or something, and the car is like a Chrysler, and I'm thinking, aren't they the same thing? But maybe they're not. I don't know. And so I say to her, hey, I'm not a car guy. And I'm actually thinking at this point I should just call Elmer on the phone and ask him. But are you sure this is the key to the right? It's the right key to the car? I mean, I know that may sound stupid. She's like, oh no, oh, it's not. And so she takes the key from me and she starts rummaging around her purse and hands me another key, and I put it in and it feels a little different. And I turn the key and the car starts up, and I turn the steering wheel and it's still locked, but I do the thing where I shimmy it a little bit and then it clicks and then it works, it turns. She's like, oh, I'm so excited. And so she was really excited, and then I limped off to my car. And I could hear her calling her husband, telling her that some nice man came and helped her with the car, and that it turned out it was the wrong key. And she's like, oh, I feel so stupid, but I feel stupid and I can drive away now. So I felt good about that. It was still a long ass way to walk back to the car. So I sit down and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I gotta wait for them to call me at 6. My appointment was at 3:50. I've been there for a while. I'm gonna go find a Starbucks or something air conditioned and just wait for the guy to call me at 6. And I'm looking at my phone and seeing how, it's not very charged. So I'm thinking, okay, I gotta plug my phone in at Starbucks. I'll drink something and just hang out, get some tea, whatever. 6 o'clock, they'll talk to me, and then maybe they'll get me an appointment at the night clinic, and maybe I'll get a note for work, and damn it, maybe I'll have to go back to work and the next day, and that's gonna suck. Well, my phone rings and it's a 624 extension, which is Kaiser, and so I answer it, and it's the doctor who is doing the overflow for my doctor on vacation. So we talked for a little while, and I explained to her the whole situation where I didn't bother to tell anyone that I had messed up my knee because I figured I was having a doctor's appointment anyway, and we could just get it checked out then and I could get the work note. And so she thought that was funny. I think it was a she. Actually, I can't tell, because the doctor has kind of an Asian accent and sounds a little effeminate, kind of like B.D. Wong. And so I don't know if it was a guy or girl, but I think it was a she. And anyway, I got my work note, which was awesome, and the doctor gave me the rest of the week off, so I'm cool till Saturday, and also prescribed me some lidocaine cream and a brace for my knee and an x-ray. I turned around in the parking lot, parked in the shade, and went and talked for a while to the doc, then went back inside. I got an x-ray. I had no idea that getting an x-ray for my knee involved yoga. The twisting and the turning and the bending so that I could be x-rayed was probably more painful than the original injury. That sucked really bad, But on the plus side, Tylenol 3 with codeine is pretty nifty. So there's that. And the lidocaine rub stuff was kind of cool. The upshot is I now have a very large piece of scuba suit that I can strap to my knee to help me walk around, which works pretty well and has been, kind of nice, I guess. And that's about it.